Studying for long periods of time has proven to be the most inefficient way to study and to retain information. Yet students and individuals persist in this long-held tradition as if they were acquiring some kind of badge of courage. Many times I have sat in the commons area on higher education campuses and listened to students mourn, even brag, over the long hours that they studied in preparation for a test or while working on a project. Their lamentations are not badges of courage to those who teach and promote student success. They're merely follies of a lack of preparation, coordination, and planning based on a good plan which works for their individual learning style. Experts vary their advice on the best length of time to study from an hour to 20 minutes. Yes, the best amount of time is the quantity which works best for you. To figure out your effective time span, ask yourself a few questions. Actually record them, write them down because you want to revisit them later. Do I accomplish more at a specific time of day, morning, afternoon, or evening? Walk around and see what you think. Do I study best with distractions? Or solitude, if that's the opposite, right? How much time passes while I'm studying before I start to get antsy or lethargic? Do different subject matters require different study lengths? For instance, can I read for longer time amounts than I can write a paper? And look at the different subjects. Can you read for longer periods if you're in a literature class versus a history class? Or can you study longer if you're in math versus a science class? What is your best studying position? Do you like a desk, a table, a chair with a laptop propped on your lap? Maybe the floor. What lighting works best for you? And are there specific times of the day when your environment is actually more conducive to studying? As you ponder on each of these questions, keep a record. You don't need to create a fancy workbook, journal, or a dedicated page in your planner, unless you want to. Simply jot down a few notes on Post-its and track your efficiency for a period of time. I tracked my efficiency for 2 weeks. I tracked mine by using Post-it notes and 3x5 cards. And at the end of 2 weeks, I read through everything I had recorded, and here's what I learned. That my most efficient learning and studying times were actually in the morning, and early evening. But my best aha moments came when I was driving or just when I was falling asleep. And because of that, I learned that there were ways to take advantage of those aha moments. I keep a recording device with me, like my cell phone, and I keep it set up so that I can easily just say, record, and my cell phone automatically records it without me even worrying about taking my eyes off of the road. I also have paper beside my bed at night on my nightstand. I like to learn from a table for some activities like writing, but I prefer to read in a chair. Sometimes that might be an easy chair or a table or I don't know, all kinds of ideas. But find where you really like to learn. And I have learned that that varies and it actually changes according to the season. For instance, during the summer months, I prefer to study and to read on the first floor of my home where it tends to be a little bit cooler. During the winter, I like to be upstairs to read. I retain very little when I have distractions. I love quiet and I prefer natural light, but I don't do very well to study outside. If I sit on my front porch or I read on the lawn or if I go to the park, I'm distracted by everything. And I prefer to study in 20 to 30 minute increments. Sometimes I might need to take a break to rejuvenate myself. And my breaks are personalized. They are what works best for me to feel good and to be able to approach my learning. So what kind of breaks are the most effective in resting my mind? Again, I did the same exercise. I tracked which items were most helpful in getting my mind to relax. And I found some interesting things. I prefer a change of environment. I like to move around. When I'm at home, I walk my dog, just a quick walk around the block, or do a short household responsibility, like maybe I'll rotate the laundry. A quick snack helps. If I'm somewhere else, I just get up and I walk just around the space. I might just chat with a neighbor. Sometimes I even like a change of scenery, and I'll just move to another chair. I tracked my efficiency again for what? Those 2 weeks, right? And it was great because I was able to see which study break ideas worked best for me. So here are some ideas for you. Make a change of your environment. Maybe you want to study in a library or outside. One of my favorite places to study is actually in a bookstore. I find it fascinating. Get off campus or get out of your home, your apartment, your house. Make a mental change of scenery. Sometimes you just need to give your brain a rest. So if you're reading nonfiction, maybe you want to jump into a little bit of a novel, or maybe you just want to pick up a magazine. I find that during the summer and spring months, I really enjoy just looking through gardening ideas and being able to ponder and see what I want to do with my own garden. Check out social media. Oh, but here's my greatest tip. Set a timer, because sometimes it's like a black hole. You get sucked in and you can never get back out. Exercise. Find another stress relief. What do you like to do? I've also found that a stationary bike, which I have one in my home, really helps. I enjoy just sitting down and pedaling for just 3 or 4 minutes. Get a snack, a drink of water, try a healthy snack, and applaud yourself for what you've already accomplished. One of the biggest problems we have when we look at our studying is that we forget to celebrate what we've already done and our own successes.